If you count the CJs, this is generation number 10, which is pretty cool. This one's actually one generation back. This is a JK. I think the newest ones are the JLs for those Jeep aficionados. But anyway, you know, there is just something kind of special when it comes to Jeeps. You know, of course, they've always been able to take the roof and doors off. They've got the best off-road specs, generally speaking, I've seen of pretty much any vehicle. They are, you know, as their commercial says now, they wrote the book on four-wheel drive. But that being said, the Bronco does have the benefit of, you know, they get to see what everyone else is doing and kind of make some improvements upon that. So a big one I always talk about is actually the mirrors. So on these two vehicles, the Jeep mirrors are actually mounted to the door, you can see. And then on the Bronco, they're actually mounted up here, direct to the body. The reason that's a big deal, on almost every other vehicle, this is pretty much a non-issue. But on these, the doors are designed to come off. So on a Jeep, when you take your doors off, you lose your rearview mirrors unless you put aftermarket ones on. Whereas with the Bronco, you're good to go. The mirrors just stay fixed. Of course, they do fold and all that kind of thing. One other thing I like that the Broncos did, now this particular one doesn't have it, but a lot of them have vinyl floors that are washable. They've also got drains and stuff in the back. So when you're, you know, out Jeeping or out doing Bronco things, you can actually wash out your floorboard. Because, you know, of course, you're going to attract mud and whatever else in. The Bronco also did a couple of cool like storage solutions on the back here. Jeeps have always just been kind of, you know, bare bones. They know that these get customized more than almost any other vehicle in the auto industry. So they really kind of leave it open to your imagination. They've got a huge parts catalog. That was a big thing. The Broncos actually had to put a lot of emphasis on that to be able to, you know, stay competitive there. So when it comes to these two, I personally have always liked the Jeep. I just like their history, and I mean, the Bronco is a very successful, very popular vehicle, probably a little bit better in terms of on-road characteristics and manners. But, you know, when I say Ford Motor Company, you might think of something different. You know, you may think of the Mustang, you may think of the F-150, whereas if I say Jeep, you think of a Wrangler. And it's been that way for decades. And, you know, the Jeep success, and just as a brand, really is all tied back to the Wrangler. They make some other great vehicles, but, you know, if I say, check out that Jeep over there, you probably look and expect for a Wrangler. Whereas the Bronco has always kind of been like the competitor or kind of the runner-up, in my opinion. But I'm curious what you guys have to say, what you think. And let me know if you like the selfie stick videos. Let me know what other types of things you'd like to cover or you'd like me to cover. And as always, keep driving with Dane.